Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another video. On today's video, we're going to be talking about Barcelona's huge match against Real Madrid tomorrow in the Supercopa de España final. We're going to be giving you the preview for that game. But guys, before we get started on the video, make sure to follow me on all of my social media platforms. Make sure to follow me over there. That way you guys can stay up to date with everything that I do on the channel. But guys, let's get straight into it and let's talk about Barcelona's match against Real Madrid. First, let's look at the route which both teams had in order to get to the final. So Real Madrid they beat Atletico Madrid 5-3, and Barcelona they beat Osasuna 2-0. Looking at the probability of the match, you can see that Real Madrid is the favorite for the match, as they should be, 57%. A draw being 6%, and Barcelona with a 37% chance of winning. And now looking at the expected lineups for both teams, for Real Madrid, of course, we know that Carlo Ancelotti likes to play with that diamond in midfield. You have Lunin in goal, but it's most likely that Kepa is actually going to be starting instead of Lunin. You have Ferramendi, Nacho, Rudiger, Carvajal. And guys, what a player Carvajal is. Absolutely amazing performance against Atletico Madrid. Definitely underrated. In the midfield, you're obviously going to see the tried and tested Modric, Chouameni, Valverde, and Bellingham box midfield. And up top, you're going to be using the pace of Vinicius and Rodrigo to hit Barcelona on the counter. Looking at Barcelona's side, this is where there are a bit more questions to be asked. You're going to have Iñaki Peña in goal, obviously, and it's interesting to see that neither of Real Madrid's or Barcelona's starting goalkeepers are actually going to be available for this game. Courtois, if you guys don't know, he is out with an ACL injury, and Ter Stegen with some back injuries. And so both of these two teams' top goalkeeper is not going to be able to play in the match. So you're gonna have Iñaki Peña in goal. On in the defense, you're basically gonna have back. You're gonna have Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and Kunde. It's gonna be interesting to see if Xavi opts to put Araujo on the right to basically man mark Vinny Jr. But I'm getting the sensations that basically keep the exact same setup that you did in the previous couple of games, where you have Balde on the left, Christensen on as a left center back, and Araujo as a right center back, and Kunde on the right. Because I do understand that Vinny is going to be a target on the left hand side, but I trust Kunde to man mark Vinny Jr. and and looking at the form that Kunde has been in the past couple of games, I definitely think that that's the right alternative. And Araujo in that center back spot, you want him to be marking Bellingham because as we saw in the previous El Clasico, Bellingham is going to be that's full striker, striker that basically is going to be trying to get into the box, and so I want Araujo man marking Bellingham. And in the midfield, you're gonna have De Jong, Gundogan, Pedri, and an alternative that was being posed in the media was whether Xavi was gonna opt with 3 or 4 midfielders, because we do know that, as you guys can see right now, Real Madrid they have 4 in that midfield, and so if you play 3 in the midfield, you are gonna be surpassed in numbers. They're going to overwhelm you with numbers. And so it's going to be interesting to see if Xavi opts for 3 attackers or for 4 midfielders. And up top, you have Joao Felix, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. Keeping in mind that Rafinha, he is out injured. And so if Xavi opts with that 4 midfielders, well, this is reported by Mundo Deportivo, Xavi is likely to play a 4 midfielder formation against Real Madrid. Either Joao Felix or Lamine Yamal will start alongside Lewandowski. Or Lewandowski. So I posted this question to you guys: would you guys rather see Joao Felix start ahead of Lewandowski? No, alongside Lewandowski, or Lamine Yamal? Lamine Yamal and Joao Felix, they're 2 different type of players. Lamine Yamal, I think he has a more 1 versus 1, and he's more direct. Joao Felix is the type of player who likes to cut inside, basically the inside forward. Both are extremely talented, and so I ask you guys the question: would you guys start Joao Felix or Lamine Yamal? I think either is perfectly fine. I would personally go for Joao Felix just because Joao Felix, I believe he played better than Lamine Yamal in the previous game, and you have to reward that performance. You played well. and so you deserve to start. And in regarding for that fourth midfielder, the fight is between either Fermin Lopez or Sergio Roberto. I would personally go with Fermin Lopez. I would have De Jong and Gundogan as the most, uh, I would say, like deep lying midfielders, and have Pedri and Fermin Lopez being those advanced midfielders. You can have that, and that is one formation that Xavi is opting for. But guys, let's look at some quotes from Sergio Roberto and Xavi in the pre-match conference. We'll look at that. Sergio Roberto spoke in his press conference before the Supercopa final against Madrid. Being captain of Barca is great. I'm very excited, and it'll be very special to win the title as the team's first captain. I don't think that Sergio Roberto has ever lifted a title. No, he hasn't lifted a title as captain. He hasn't. Last season, it was actually Busquets who did that. Sergio Roberto, I'm playing as a midfielder. I've always said that I am a midfielder. Since I was little, I have played in the middle, and due to circumstances, I have played more as a winger. This year, I am playing in the midfield, and I'm having a great time. I hope I can continue helping the team. Okay. We guys have to remember that Sergio Roberto, he did play a lot in the right back spot, just because Barcelona, they didn't really have a right back. And Sergio Roberto, he fit in perfectly. Sergio Roberto on last season's Super Cup. It was one of the best games of last season. It was very important for us for the final stretch of the season. I hope it gives us strength to face all the titles. Now, Barcelona, they did win the Supercopa last year, guys, in what I would say was an emphatic fashion. Barcelona, they absolutely danced Real Madrid. They gave him a footballing lesson, and Barcelona won 3-1 on the night. And Barcelona's going to want a repeat of that game in this time around, where Barcelona just you know absolutely gave them a footballing lesson and managed to get the victory. However, Barcelona, they're not coming into this game with the same sensations. I would say that Real Madrid, they are coming better into this game, but it's an El Clasico, and in an El Clasico, form goes out the window, and so any one of these two teams can win on the night. But of course, Real Madrid, they are the favorites. But I definitely, and I'm looking at it with Barcelona having a chance to win. Sergio Roberto on favorite in the El Clasicos. Everything is equal. Both teams start in the same situation. A Barca Madrid is always a final, and tomorrow is a real final. There will be maximum rivalry, and I hope that like last year, we can play a good game. One of the differences as well is that Gavi is not going to be able to play on that pitch. And guys, what a miss Gavi is. Gavi for this type of occasion is one of the first players I have on that team sheet, just because the intensity and the passion that he can bring, alongside, of course, with his technical quality. Sergio Roberto on next season. I hope to be able to return next season as captain and be able to lift another title. So this is Sergio Roberto saying that he is open to renewing his contract. We do know that his contract ends. No, it runs out in the summer. Barcelona, they are potentially looking or potentially open to have discussion with Sergio Roberto regarding a renewal. And that's going to be interesting because, as as much as I like what Sergio Roberto is doing in these last couple of games, I don't know if that's the right option. And I much would rather prefer Sergio Roberto going over to Inter Miami to join at Club de Amigos with Messi, Suarez, Busquets, and Jordi Alba. Continuing on with the quotes, Sergio Roberto on key of the game. We have to be protagonists with the ball. Against Madrid, we have to dominate the ball, but we have to be attentive. With Real Madrid counting until the last minute, you cannot consider the game resolved. They're in a state of grace, and with Bellingham, they have incorporated a great player. We hope to control the game and get ahead on the scoreboard. That is very, very important. You know that Madrid, they are comeback kings. Even if it's there's 2 minutes left on the clock and they're down the goal, they can still come back. And so what's important for Barcelona is to keep 100% intensity and focus throughout the entirety of the 90 minutes. That's going to be very, very difficult, knowing that has been our kryptonite in the past couple of matches. Sergio Roberto on winning the Super Cup. Winning the Super Cup last year gave us a lot of strength in the season. Hopefully, we can win tomorrow. It is very important to gain this necessary strength to face the final stretch of the season. I'm pretty sure I read that. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, Sergio Roberto continues, I want to win. It's a title at stake, and we have to win no matter what. As first captain, I would be especially excited. I hope I can win by playing well, but the important thing is to win. So It seems that if Sergio Roberto is saying this, then it's most likely that he's going to have some part in El Clasico. And guys, Sergio Roberto in El Clasico, he absolutely turns up. And if Xavi does opt to go with that four-man midfield, I wouldn't be surprised see Xavi opt for Sergio Roberto instead of Fermin Lopez. And then maybe in the second half, you can, opt for Fermin Lopez and bring him in. Sergio Roberto on four-man midfield. We still don't know who is going to play. It's up to the coach. Whatever it is, the coach will propose the best way for tomorrow. If it's with 3 or 4 midfielders, we'll see. If we have control of the ball, we can be dominant. We have to control the counterattacks and their arrivals. Tomorrow, the objective is to have the ball and defend with the ball. That's the goal. That's the goal. With Real Madrid, it's always extremely tough. Sergio Roberto on Madrid against these type of rivals, you have to dominate all aspects of the game. Madrid is a physically very powerful team, but we will try to be better than them. You have to be attentive to surveillance and set pieces. You have to be at 100% so that no detail is missed. Sergio Roberto on Xavi. Xavi was my idol. I literally had him as a teammate, and now I'm lucky to have him as a coach. I have had his support from the first minute. I will always be here for the club for whatever it needs. If the coach wants me to stay, I'm sure there won't. I'm sure there won't be any problem. Hopefully next season we can talk. Hopefully next season we can be here talking about this game. Okay. So Sergio Roberto is being optimistic about his future at the club. And let me see if there's any final quotes regarding this. No, I'm pretty sure that's it, guys. Let me see if there's anything more. We mentioned about that. Oh, guys, I'm so looking forward to this. To seeing Inter Miami play with the Club de Amigos. What a photo, guys! What an absolute photo. Um, and these are Xavi's quotes, obviously. But you guys get the gist. Tomorrow it's going to be a very tough game against Real Madrid. But I fancy Barcelona's chances of winning this title. As a Barcelona fan, you have to you have to be confident. You have to believe that you can win. I know it's Real Madrid, but just because it's Real Madrid does not mean it is an auto loss. Barcelona, they won emphatically last year, and hopefully we can see a repeat of that final in which we won 3-1. But guys, definitely let me know your match predictions ahead of tomorrow's huge game. I will be live doing a watch along for that match, so make sure to tune in into that. But guys, as always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace out.